Welcome to Steam and Soul, the podcast where heat meets heart. Stories from saunas around the world, from silent sweat to loud laughers. This is where people connect, relax, and open up. Take a breath and let's dive in. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Steam and Soul. First of all, I wish every one of you a wonderful, healthy, and successful new year. And I hope every one of you was sliding nicely and safe in the new year. And you had also a nice and a cool Christmas time with your families. And now we are back to business. And the first episode this year, I had the honor to do an interview with Hélène Notebaert from Belgium. Hélène is a jury member of the Herbal Cup. She's a beautician, and her focus and her main experience is in skincare, massages, and how to build up Hammam rituals with foam and without. So she told us her experience and her idea how to serve foam massages or Hammam massages, and explained what is the difference to our steam bath rituals, what we know in Germany, and gave a lot of insights of her knowledge and of her experience, what she's doing to create nice rituals for the people. And also her idea to maybe to connect more to sauna masters, to share her knowledge, to get the sauna masters more opportunities to focus on people and to serve different kind of rituals. And yeah, this was the main part we talked about. It was so nice to talk with her. She shared a lot of insights and I learned so much. So I hope you will also enjoy this episode. And yeah, what I have to say, I wish you a wonderful time with the next, I think, 1 hour, 45 minutes, full of informations and full of fun. And yeah, I wish you a wonderful time. Enjoy the first episode. And now let's slide in an episode with Hélène. Hello, everyone. And I wish, first of all, everyone a happy new year. We are now in 2026. And I'm so blessed that I have today, for the first episode of the new year, Hélène Notebaert from Belgium. Hello, Hélène. Welcome to Steam and Soul.
Hi, Matthias, and Happy New Year.
So good to see you. To be honest,
Likewise.
we are recording on the last day of the year 2025, but the people will listen to us in 2026. So hope everyone is going nice in the new year and had a nice Christmas. And today we are talking about Hélène Notebaert and her story, how she's getting into the sauna world and about all the other things she is doing, because I had the honor to meet her at the Herbal Cup VM in Prague last year at the finals, because she was a jury member for the peeling rituals. And maybe, Hélène, to start into this new year and this new podcast, maybe you can introduce yourself a bit. Where are you from? What are you doing? What's your profession right now? And yeah, would be cool.
Okay. Now, so the honor was completely also on my side to meet you. I'm very happy to have met you at Herbal Cup. And yeah, my name is Hélène. I come originally from Belgium. I am currently living in the Netherlands near Amsterdam. How I started off following my passion and my love for beautician. So I was actually studying something else. And then I came home and I told my mom, I want to be a beautician. She was a bit hesitant. She was like, is that a good idea? But I really felt like my heart was there. So I decided to continue my study, and next to my study, also do the training for beautician. And I'm still very happy I made that choice. And then my first job was in a wellness. So I was working there as massage therapist, but also as a beautician. And I actually, in the first week that I was working there, my boss proposed to me that I could do a course in Afgus. I've never heard of Afgus before. And that's the time that I met Martijn from Aromen. He was my teacher for Afgus. And from there on, things just went rolling, and I got into Afgus. I got to essential oils. Of course, skincare is still my main passion and my main focus, but wellness also I really love wellness. And I have been doing it since then. So I think it's now about I think 15 years, something like that, getting old, that I'm into skincare and wellness. And currently I'm teaching. So I work for a distributor of cosmetic products, and I'm teaching beauticians how to work with the products. I'm teaching them about ingredients. I'm teaching them on techniques, massage techniques, facial massage techniques. And I'm also offering some courses, some trainings in wellness. Yeah.
Nice. Maybe because I have no idea what the beautician really do. So maybe you can describe it or explain a bit what is behind this profession about this job, because I think everyone gets some treatment, also me sometimes, but I never asked what is behind and what is maybe the complexity and the magic happened behind, because you also said like aromas, or maybe you're doing something to have an influence in the body. So maybe we can dive deep a bit into this. That would be nice.
Yeah.
So
I think it's interesting that you asked this question. It's I think it's a profession that has had a big evolution during this time that I have been in it. Like when I started with the profession, it was quite basic. Like you would learn how to do a manicure, a pedicure. You would learn how to remove hairs. You would learn how to do a facial, maybe a massage. It was not so deep in knowledge. At least at the time I was studying, it was not so deep in knowledge. Where we stand now, beauticians, they specialized in skin knowledge and also in seeing humans more as in a holistic way. So being a beautician is not anymore just about waxing and doing some facial masks. It's much more about keeping space and restoring confidence and restoring self-love and self-care. And for me, that's where my passion lies. Like if you can inspire people to take care of themselves, to love themselves, to be gentle for themselves, and to create little rituals into their daily life that they take good care of themselves, then they can also care about other people. And if people feel more confident in their skin, that will also translate to the rest of the world. So that's a bit how I see it now. And I think skincare has evolved more into a preventive space. Like people are more conscious of health and taking care more than correcting. It's much more into preventive skincare than correcting. And I want to look pretty. They just want to stay healthier longer, and do whatever they need to achieve that.
what is the difference between preventing and correcting? Also maybe you have some examples, because I have something in mind, but I'm not sure if it's correct, like Botox or something. But what is correcting or what is preventing? What is the difference?
Yeah, Botox is actually a very good example. Like if you look at Botox will treat a symptom. It will paralyze your muscle, and your muscle is actually causing movement, and this movement is causing a wrinkle. It's a lot more complex than that, but basically one cause of wrinkles is the daily movement that you do with your muscle. And Botox is actually reducing the movement, so also reducing the wrinkle. But it's not necessarily improving your skin health or improving your skin cells health. So preventive will be much more looking at the skin as an organ and looking at your cells and trying to help your cells to stay healthy and young, so they can do the work for themselves. So you will be looking at like enough hydration, antioxidants, enough sleep, good nutrients, but also, for example, sun protection, not being in the sun all day to ruin your elastin and your collagen. I always say like it's how can I say? Like if you want to treat a wrinkle, you can just plump it up with some water, and like hyaluronic acid is an ingredient that captures water. And if you use hyaluronic acid, it will be like going from a raisin back to a grape. Like you're just adding water and the texture will become more plumped and you will not see the wrinkle anymore. But once this water evaporates, you did not treat the cause. And if you think about treating the cause, then you're working preventive. Then you're stimulating your skin to make collagen. You're stimulating your skin to stay hydrated. You're protecting it from damage. It's much more long-term than just doing Botox, for example.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely. I only need some to get this information. That's really interesting. So you're also saying that you will do something like a ritual that you do with the people, but also create rituals for the people in their daily life, if I get it correct.
Yes.
So that means people come to you and say, hey, maybe you have a good example. I have some problems with my skin. I have this, I don't know, my skin is not nice. I have all these types. I don't know this words in English. I'm sorry about that, but it's not a clear skin. Let's say that. Like, then I come to you and then what happened then? Also, if I would be a customer of you, what would happen then? What would be the experience you would treat me or build up with me?
Depending on your skin concern and on your what you want, I would look at your lifestyle. I would look at your also what you want to achieve with your skin, and I would try to build little rituals with you so you can do it on a daily basis, and it's something that you will continue doing. For example, if you say, "Yeah, my skin is not clear, I have some impurities," I would most probably focus on good cleansing. But for example, you can do cleansing and you can just put on the soap and go, and that's it. And you're not thinking about it. You're not conscious. Or you could say, okay, I have to take this time anyway to clean my skin. Let's do this in a way that I'm giving myself a little massage. Like I'm doing it with my intention to take time for myself and to to just make daily habits that you're doing anyway and make it in a little moment for yourself to recharge and to do it intentionally. And this could be like daily cleansing in the morning and the evening. If you're doing a purifying routine, you could say once a week, I will make my own clay mask and I will take time to do a clay mask to draw out the impurities and to regulate my sebum. Stuff like that.
What could I do? Because a real example, I have this deep eyes. So I really have this. What could be a ritual for me to do? Because I think some people give me this cold stones to massage it like that or something. Honestly, I don't think so that it's working. That's my feeling, but I don't know because I have some of this rolling things in my fridge or my freezer. But I don't know. What is the tip maybe for doing that? Also better sleep for sure. I think it's coming from that. Or what could be?
Well, actually, if you have bags under the eyes, it can be fat and it can be water. If it's fat, they don't go away. It just stays there always. Then it's a bit more complicated because that means that the muscle tissue is not holding the fat in the place. Yeah, because you have muscles around the eyes and behind the eyes you have fat to protect your eyes. And as we get older, the skin gets looser, but also the muscles get looser, so they move from the place. And the fat that is behind the eyes come to this place, which is not what we want. Yeah, so if it's that, then it's a bit more complicated. You cannot solve this so easily. And you could do some facial yoga, it will improve, but...
What is facial yoga? To do like this, to extreme
example,
poses or something like.
For example, then you're doing muscle training, but for the face.
Okay.
If it's water, it's a lot more easy to fix because if it's water, you just basically just have to drain, and that's what you're doing with the cold stones. You're actually draining the water, but it's something that you have to do every day. If you don't do it every day, it doesn't work. Because every day you have to sweep the water away.
Okay, good.
But you can do gua sha, you can do rollers. You can even, the most easy thing to do is to take a teaspoon and put teaspoon in the fridge and then use the round edge of the teaspoon and just very gently you fix your skin and very gently you go from the outside to the inside. And then you do it like 3 times, 4 times to move the they call it lymphatic.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that is all. Also this is really 4 or 5 times then every day, and this is the secret. If it's water. I have to find out if it's fat or water. Okay. Okay, if I have fatty eyes or water eyes. Interesting. That's okay. That would be my challenge for 2026 to find out.
It can also be a combination.
Yeah, okay. No, but interesting. Really interesting to hear.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
And basically, if you know the anatomy and you know how the muscles work and the skin works, there's a lot of things. It's just very logical. And I think for sauna masters, having this knowledge can really help them make even more richer rituals. And if they understand, for example, what the skin needs in summer, what the skin needs in winter, what a dry skin needs, what a oily skin needs, they can be much more inspired, I think, or creative with their sessions. So there's a lot of knowledge to be shared yet.
But now I'm curious, but how do you mean that? Because I have not the knowledge about the skins when you're talking about different type of skins. And in a sauna, mostly you have a lot of people in it and you don't know them before. So I would say I could not ask them before, do you have dry skin, this skin not? So, but what do you mean with that you can use this knowledge? Maybe have some example or maybe some methods you're using it?
I think it's a very good point that you're pointing out, that it's a big group and you cannot ask people before what kind of skin they have, or you cannot even make a session that is good for everybody because everybody has not a different skin. But there are some things that are for everybody important, for example, during the seasons. For example, coming out into spring, we will be more we will be more outside. There will be a new sunlight. So for everybody, it's interesting in springtime to have more antioxidants into our skincare routine, because antioxidants will protect us against environmental stress and they will help us make our skin more strong against UV and other stuff that will stress the skin out. Another thing is that in summer, we're much more exposed to sun. We're in the sea, we're in the swimming pools, we're more naked. So, and also naturally our skin makes thickens a little bit to protect himself against the sun. So we're naturally more prone to having dry skin. So it's nice to think about sessions in summer that will calm down the skin, hydrate the skin, make it more supple. Again, in winter, it's more, you lose ceramides, which are part of your protective barrier. So then it's more interesting to use fattier butters, oils to nourish the skin and to keep it more protective. It's like we're putting on a coat in the winter. Using an oil or a butter in the winter is like putting a coat on your skin and making it stronger against cold and dry air. And so for every season, you can think of something that for every skin, it will benefit, even if you have oily or dry or whatever.
But does it mean that if I'm, as a sauna master, I'm using it normally on the ice ball, so I'm bringing the oil in the air, is it really transferring the oil and the antioxidants to the skin? No, or it's not only by doing a ritual like this. So you mean more like...
But something you could consider is, for example, if you're doing a winter ritual in the sauna and you're doing Aufguss, that, for example, you encourage people after their day at the sauna that they can use an oil or a body butter to hydrate their skin at the end. Then you don't have to do it into the sauna, because it's not very interesting to do it in the sauna, but just talk about it. For example, if you're talking about a winter session and you're saying, I will use these beautiful smells because it fits my winter theme. And don't forget your skin, because your skin is also having challenges in the winter, and you're here to take care of yourself. So please, when you put on your clothes, use some body lotion or use some butter to take extra care of your skin. Then again, steam room is very easy to give people something to do for their skin in a wellness ritual.
before we maybe come to this a bit more, I like that what you're saying about using lotions or something like that. Because honestly, what I learned from my courses that I had, the most people say don't use soap or some lotions after sauna sessions, because sauna sessions are a healing process or self-cleaning process of the skin. So all the water is bringing all the negative influences out. And then if you put lotions or something over it, you will close all the pores and something, and the skin could not breathe anymore so good. Is that true or not? Or is it depending on season and also on the skin? So, but maybe you can open up a bit the mindset, because this is, I think, what a lot of people think. And then you have this, no, I'm doing it because I like the smell. I don't know, because I want to have like perfume or something. Or maybe you have some tips, maybe also some tips for different seasons, because this, I think, a lot of people don't know, especially me, because I would not do anything so far, but maybe I will change it after this episode.
So I totally agree that putting on a body lotion or a cream or anything that you would put on your skin in between sessions is not a good idea, because you want to sweat and you want your body to eliminate. So in between sessions, I would not advise you to put on a body lotion. That being said, at the end of the day, you have sweat, you have lost a lot of moisture. And also the heat and cold, warm, it may impact your barrier function. So the natural protective layer of your skin has definitely been challenged during sauna sessions. Also, your hair has been challenged during sauna sessions. That's why some people wear a hat. So it's not a crazy idea to, at the end of the day, when you're finished, to put on some natural product. And when I'm speaking of a natural product, I mean like pure butters, pure oils. I'm not talking about the body lotion full of paraffinum, like it's a petroleum. Like I don't want to call brands, but you have some and honestly, today you don't have them a lot anymore, because it's not interesting for the producers to still produce these products, because consumers are more aware that these ingredients are not good for their skin. So before, let's say like 10 years ago, they would put some petroleum derivatives into the products that would completely close off your skin. And this is not good for your skin. But if you use, for example, an apricot oil, or you use jojoba oil, or a shea butter, or a cacao butter, or some argan oil, even some olive oil, although it doesn't smell so nice, this will give you the fatty acids that your skin needs to restore its balance and to lock in the moisture and to prevent more water loss. Because when you're sitting in a hot room and you're sweating, your skin is losing water. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe you know the answer. Where's all the water come from? What we are sweating out? Is it always coming from the skin, or is it from which layer of the skin it comes, or is it differently? Because this is a good question. I never get an answer of where we get this water from. Is it really getting the skin dry, or is it coming from some organs?
Both. It's both. So if you look at the skin, in your skin you have different layers.
Yeah.
And in your dermis, which is the layer which is has all your collagen and your elastin. It has your also your sweat glands and also your sebum glands. So they sit in the dermis. And your sweat reaction is actually part of the. So your skin has the ability to regulate your temperature. And it's one of the main functions of your skin is to regulate your temperature and to protect yourself against the environment. So once your body starts heating up, your sweat glands will produce sweat to cool down the surface of your skin and to regulate your body temperature. So that's one side of the water that you're losing. It's actually sweat you're producing to regulate your body temperature. And then you will detox during the sweating. But to be honest, detoxing from your sweat glands is very minimal what you're losing in how you say it, I'm losing the word in English. Like if you're detoxing your gifstoffen. I don't know how you say it in English. Gifstoffen.
I think everybody, also not the good stuff, also all this negative.
So that you're losing, but
okay.
Through the sweat is just a little bit. It's much more your kidneys and the air that you breathe out is losing more of this bad stuff than what you produce in your sweat. So that's one part. The other part is in the upper layers of your skin, which is called the epidermis. You also have water. So like the upper layer of your skin holds water, and that's also evaporating.
Okay.
So, and you need the water in your skin to stay hydrated.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, if you're much exposed to the chlorine which is in the water, or salt, or hot air, it will make your water in your upper layers of your skin evaporate. It's called transepidermal water loss. Yeah, TEWL.
Okay.
And that will dehydrate your skin. It's not bad. It's easy to replenish, but it's something that, especially if you have dry skin, it's something you should consider if you're a lot in chlorine water or sauna.
Okay. Why people are sweating differently? So some people are not really sweating. Is there an answer? Do you know why, or is it?
I know there's a difference between women and men, and that basically men, they sweat more easily than women because we are built to carry a baby, and our body temperature is more constant around our stomach, like or where we have to have the baby.
Okay.
So that's why we sweat less easy than men.
Mm-hmm.
For us, we need a bit more warming up.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I thought it's logical.
I never thought about that because, but it makes sense from back in the days. Okay, interesting, cool. But you also said it with the peelings. You can do a lot of more, and I think let's go a bit more into that because this is also a hiding spot for me, honestly. So what I can share also to the guests, I had 3 peelings on the Prague Herbal Cup VM. I think that was my first time I really get a peeling. The only thing I know, I go to a steam bath, I have the salt with some herbs or some ingredients or some oils from, I think, the Dr. Wiener salt I have, for example. And then after some 5 minutes, you scrub your skin slightly.
Yeah.
And then you remove it, and then your skin feels like a baby skin, and it's nice. But that's the only experience I have. But when I look back to Prague, it was much more deep, much more complex, and it was starting from hair mask, face mask. You can do for every part of the body something that was really interesting for me because I never thought about it, but it makes a lot of sense to do so. So maybe, I don't know, how should we start with this? So maybe, how did you start with peelings? How did you come to this topic or to this area of experience?
Yes. Okay. So for me, the steam room is the perfect place for my 2 passions to come together because it's wellness, but at the same time, it's the perfect environment to do skincare treatments. So, yeah, it's my favorite spot when I go to the wellness is the steam room. And there's so much things to talk about, how you can make a session more complex, how you can adjust it. It's so interesting what you can do, because only the environment is already very interesting for the skin, because it's a hot, humid environment. And this hot, humid environment is the ideal environment for your skin to absorb, which is very crazy, because if you think about it, your skin is designed to protect your body and to avoid that things come inside. So your skin is literally a shield. It's designed to keep things outside. So with skincare, we want the opposite. We want things to go inside our skin so we can replenish, or we can nourish, or we can balance whatever we need to balance. We want to have an effect on the skin. So in skincare, we're always thinking about, how can I get my ingredients past this barrier so it can actually have an effect on my skin cell, and it can actually do something for my skin. So okay, I get really excited about this. Being in this
Please
environment.
Go on. Continue. That's amazing. I love the passion.
Being inside this environment where you have hot steam and you have a moist environment, it literally opens up your skin so it can absorb. So you can do so beautiful things in steam room for your skin. Yeah.
Wow. No, we have to go deeper, because maybe we can use an example. Maybe you have something also from your experience, or what maybe some participants did. Maybe you can guide us a bit what happened, or what you can do, like an example treatment or a ritual, or maybe you're perfect, or you're not perfect one, you're the one you preferred most, maybe your preferred ritual, what you like to do to give to people. Because I would love to understand a bit more how you start with the idea to build up also these rituals. As I know how to build up a ritual with ice pots and essential oils or some infusions or something. But how is it starting from the peeling side, or from the ritual side, from a steam bath? Because I think it's different, and I don't know what is the intention. Is this also you want to deliver a message, or what is the starting point? I have no idea. So maybe you can help up, or give up some options or some ideas, some pictures to create.
Yeah. So I think everything starts with an idea. Everything starts with an idea and a goal that you want to achieve. And once you have this goal, you start thinking about your environment, you start thinking about your skin, you start thinking about what kind of ingredients can I use to achieve my goal. And I think the next step is, how can I do this in a creative way, in something how people will be surprised, or it will be memorable also as an experience. So I think that are the steps. Like, first you have an idea, then you consider your environment, you consider what you're working on, which will be the skin or your hair or the lips or the feet, because they're all different particularities about skin and hair and whatever. So environment, what will you be working on? And then also choosing your ingredients correctly according to your goal. And then once you have that all figured out, I would start to think about, how can I be creative and do this in a memorable way that really will move people. I like to have an impact and to move people.
Hmm. So maybe let's take an example. You want to do a skincare routine, or a skin mask for the steam bath. And then you have something nice, I don't know, with some nice flavors. And how did you create then this, that people have something for them? Because you want to touch also the ears with some music, or how did you build up this special moment? What is behind that?
So basically I would look at like building up a ritual. It's also important to understand what your skin needs. If you're especially working on the skin, it's important to understand what your skin needs to achieve your goal. First of all, you will have to warm up the skin, prepare the skin. So you will have to warm up. You will have to make sure that it's moist, that it's humid, because if your skin is warm and humid, then it's able to absorb. Then maybe you want to take off the layer of that skin that is already there to make sure that you are treating the new cells. So it would be something like inviting your people into the steam room, spreading some heat with branches or a towel or whatever you invented to spread the heat. Then maybe making sure that the body is wet, maybe with some sprinkling or whatever you decided to make the skin wet. Then you can do maybe some scrub to remove the dead skin cells. And then once you have this beautiful clean slate, like new skin ready to be treated, it's perfectly prepared, it's ready to receive something, then it's nice to have a treatment, like a mask, a clay mask, or maybe a hydrating mask, anything that is really nourishing or cleansing or providing vitamins, antioxidants to the skin, like a treatment. And then once you did this intense treatment, it's also good to calm down the skin again and protect it again, to prepare your skin to go outside of this environment again, like to make a transition. Okay, we're done now, so we'll build back up off and we'll prepare you to go out of the steam room. That's how I would basically build up a session. And then it's all about choosing the right accessories, choosing the music. Maybe even you don't need music if you're very good in meditation or in guiding your people with your voice. It can also be very nice to just be silent and guiding your customers with what you're telling them. So it all depends of who is doing the session and what your goal is.
Do you know all the time which people you have in the steam bath? So is it more like that people come and booking some rituals and okay, this guy have this skin, so you will prepare something individually, or is it more like a bit bold? So you have something today, if this is this topic, you want to reach that, so that you create some ritual. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. And are you treating mostly one part, or how does it make sense? Because I think a ritual, what I was seeing was 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes. I'm not sure if it's getting longer or also shorter. I don't know. But what is it only that you focus on one body part, or is it more like to do like a journey or like an adventure to start with the hair, go to the skin, go to the feet, or is it?
It all depends on what you want to achieve and what you want to do.
Okay.
You can do a full body journey and like start with the head and then go to the face and then continue to, I don't know, hands and then feet. And you can also say, okay, I will just focus on one body part. Let's say we'll focus only on the feet and we'll do different steps on the feet. The only thing I think it's sometimes interesting to think about your structure, like what is the steps we are doing. Like it has to have a logical way of how to prepare the skin and how to come back down. But also, like, what is my sequence? If you say, I will do first a foot scrub, and after the foot scrub, I'm going to do a lip scrub. I don't know. It might be questionable, you know?
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. So what is your preferred ritual? Do you have something? What is your favorite? What you treating to your people? And if maybe you can give us a guidance what you are doing there.
I think I have a big love for the Hammam treatment. And Hammam is something else than steam room, but you can translate it very well into a steam room session. And you can do it in group. But the beauty of Hammam is that you can also do it one-on-one. So you have one practitioner, how you say it? Like one people doing the ritual and one person doing the ritual, one person receiving the ritual. So yeah, there's and what I like about it is, for me, the origin of our modern steam room comes from the tradition of Hammam. Like I think they try to copy it and they find their interest, their inspiration into the original Hammam, and then they build a steam room.
Maybe you can explain us what is a traditional Hammam to get maybe also the difference what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure if I know it, honestly.
Yeah. Okay, so this is actually it's a fun story. I'm still in my first job. I'm working in the spa as a massage therapist, as a beautician, and I'm doing aufgusses. And you know, in wellness, sometimes it's not all that zen behind the doors or behind the scenes. It's not always that zen. So I'm going from one treatment into the other one. And at one point, I get into my schedule, I get a massage, which was a Hammam massage. And my colleague said, oh, don't worry, it's not that difficult. You just have to do a little bit of this, and then you have to do that, and then there's some soap, and you'll manage. It's okay, just go. And I was like, okay. it was a duo, so I could do it together with this colleague. I could literally watch what she was doing. So, and I had experience with massaging, so she had a lot of confidence that I would be able to do this. So, okay, I just went and I did it. But it triggered me. I was like, why are we doing this? And why? So at that point, my best friend was a girl from Morocco. And I had some knowledge that Hammam came from Morocco. And so I said to her, take me to Morocco. I want to know what Hammam is. So I went for a week with her. And she took me from the Hammam, like right around the corner where she lived, which was very basic, very local. You paid 2 dirham to go there, which is like maybe €1 to go there. But I also went to hotel, and I went to a luxury one. So I paid between €1 and €200 for the same treatment, depending if it was like the local one just around the corner or the expensive luxury hotel version. Of course, there were some differences, but the essence was just the same. But I'm sitting there in Morocco, and I'm like, why don't I have this bubbly foam? I don't have the bubbly foam I had to make. Like where I was working, I had to use a soap bag and make foam, and it was like one foam party. And now I'm here in Morocco, and I don't see steam. There's no steam in the steam room, and I don't have bubbly foam. What is happening here? So I was even more puzzled. And I went back, did my research, and then I realized it's not a steam room, it's a hammam, so you don't have steam in a hammam. And it's different cultures have different rituals. So the Ottoman, the Turkish tradition has the big bubbly foam. And then I booked myself into a course in Turkey, and I actually went for a month to Turkey to study the hammam ritual there. And then everything just started making sense. Like this guy, he explained me the history, the culture, how it integrates into daily life, and why a hammam has no steam. So it's it's
Tell
a
us,
lot of.
please.
Okay.
I would like to understand what this guy told you. I think everyone is curious to understand, because I have no idea why is no steam in the hammam. I was expecting steam in the hammam, honestly.
Yeah,
But
yeah. So there's no injected steam into the hammam. So a hammam is basically a space. It's linked. It comes from the Roman baths. So the first origin of the hammam comes from the Roman baths. It has been changed by the Byzantines, and then from the Byzantines it has been changed into Islamic culture with the Ottomans. So with the Turks or the people from Turkey. And basically it is a bathroom. Like people, they don't have a bathroom in their house. It's only now that we all have our basic or private bathroom. But back then they did not have that. So they would go there once a week or before prayer or to celebrate rituals like birth and marriage. They would go to this public bathroom to get cleansed, to get washed. And you go inside a room, and it has different temperatures. So it builds up the temperatures just like the Roman baths do. So you start with a cold room, and then you go gradually to a warmer room. And your body heats up by laying on the marble stones, like by laying on heated platforms.
yeah.
And so where the Romans, they had a lot of pools, cold water pools, warm water pools. With Islamic culture, you're not allowed to put your body in the same water as another body has already been. So they changed this, and they're using taps. So in a hammam, you will not find. It's my son.
Oh, good.
You
Welcome back.
Yeah. You will not find pools, but you will find taps of water. And it is the combination of a lot of people being together, hot stones, and the taps of hot water that produces steam. And the steam gets trapped and sits into the room just naturally. But it's not injected into the room like it's injected into a steam room. And the story is that during travels, people from England, especially Queen Victoria, she loved the steam rooms, the Turkish steam rooms, or the Turkish baths. And when she came back to England, she also wanted this kind of baths. And with the Victorian baths, they started injecting steam into the rooms, and then we got steam rooms all of a sudden. So that's the story they told me. So it's like an adaptation on adaptation on adaptation. And what is funny is that now in Turkey, when you go to the hammam, it takes a lot more time to warm up your body. Like you have to stay at least a quarter of an hour to get warm. So what they now do with the tourists is they put them first in the steam room, like the modern steam room, to heat up more quickly, and then they put them in the hammam to be able to do the scrub more effectively.
Okay. Interesting. But the effect in the hammam is the same like in the steam room. So the pores of these skins get open up. You warm up the skin, and then with this water steam, you have the same effect, but it's not the injection of the steam like in a steam room we know. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. So you would basically just sit on warm stones and pour warm water over yourself to heat up your body and to start sweating, and to make your skin soft. And then you can use a glove, a kissing glove, to exfoliate the body, to take away the dead skin cells.
And what is then the usage of foam, or was it the effect or the thought behind foam? So what is then the different maybe, or the add-on to use foam?
So the build-up is that you warm up the body, you start sweating, so your toxins, that's the word I was looking for, your toxins are leaving your body.
Yeah.
And then once the toxins are out, you're also with the glove removing dead skin cells. And it actually, it looks gross, but if you're doing a hammam treatment, you're proud when you see the dead skin cells rolling off. Like it really makes little rolls, and it's even grayish with all the dirt coming off. So once you see that, you're like, oh yeah, I'm really doing a good job. And then because all of this dirt is on the surface of your skin, you want to wash it off again. So that's when you take first you wash off with water, and then you take the soap back to create a foam. And then you give a massage with the foam, and it's mostly a quick but deep massage because your body is already warm and relaxed. So you can go a bit deeper. It's also with a lot of stretching. So it's basically washing the person. So you wash their body and you wash their hair. And for me, when I first got a hammam ritual, I felt so taken care of. It was like the remembering my mother washing me as a baby, as a child, like caring for me. And I felt so cared for. I don't know. It really touched me.
Okay. Interesting. What I'm thinking right now is on the Pierce ritual that I had this year at Grand Aufgussmaster, and it was also like a washing ceremony, but in a completely different way. But this is what triggers what you're talking about right now, and I have to think about
I completely agree. I think that Pierce and hammam have a lot of similarities.
I think it's a different way to serve it, but at the end, it's not. Also, you have steam. They're using steam, cold water. Also, they're pouring water over you, cold one, a bit warm one. So you're lying on a lot of herbs, or that they're using the smell. Interesting. Because I never had a hammam ritual. I never had a hammam ritual. I only saw. I think you showed me some videos when we meet each other, but it looks really crazy in a good way because it looks nice and really relaxing and so cozy, you know. And as you said, I think the picture when your mom is washing you as a baby, I think this is maybe what the trigger is to get in a cozy world, get protected, and get a nice ritual this way. So, but it means in the Turkish hammam, it's also connected with a massage. So you have like a cleaning, and the massage is like giving something good for the soul, for the body. But at the end, it's like to wash the body because nobody has a washing room or bathroom at home. Back in the days, this is okay. Interesting.
But also it's also a spiritual washing. Like it's also because they also do it before going to prayer. So it really has also a spiritual layer to it. Also, after a
Okay.
hammam, you feel very relaxed. You feel very like mellow. It's the intention is that after you got the massage and the hammam treatment, you go and lay down and you drink some tea and you eat some dates or something sweet to just go into like a little, they call it a sugar sleep. Like you're so mellow, so relaxed that you just want to relax a little bit more after the treatment.
It's the same after the Pure ritual. I get some
Yeah.
bread with honey and a tea. And then I was covered into 5 blankets and I felt like a
Yeah.
baby. No,
Yeah.
also,
It's the same. Yeah.
interesting.
Hammam is the same.
Cool. And maybe one more question about the ritual. Are you using also with the foam? Is it, are there some oils in it or smells, or is it only foam naturally without anything? Or also you can
Mm.
use maybe some smells to trigger other
Mm.
senses, maybe to calm the people down with some lavender, for example. Also this is a classicer in
Yeah.
sauna. You use lavender to calm people a bit more down, for example. I don't know.
I think there's the possibility to do that. But the soap you're using is pure olive oil soap, and it's very important that you choose good quality of soap. That it
Olive
has the
oil
good
soap.
olive oil soap. So this soap is not stripping your skin; it's actually hydrating your skin. And it's important to have the good quality of soap because the soap is important for your skin, but also important for the effect. If you don't have the good soap, you cannot make the beautiful bubbly foam.
Okay, interesting. I never heard. So that means the soap is made from olive oil, and it have not
Yeah.
the effect to cover your skin, so only to open up. And okay, interesting. Is it
Yeah.
possible to buy them in the grocery? Is it
Yeah.
available also for home to use it?
Yeah.
Would you recommend to use some foams also for private usage, or is it
Yeah.
more for rich?
No,
Okay.
you can just use it into your daily washing if you want. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Never heard about it. Nice.
Yeah. You can, sometimes it's also called Aleppo soap. Maybe you have heard of
Aleppo soap.
Aleppo. Yeah.
As I know Aleppo and Aleppo pine. I know this the smell.
No, I think it's something
It's
else.
not,
Aleppo,
yeah,
it's a region.
yeah. It's.
So
I
I
think
don't
it's
know
in
if it,
Afghanistan. I think it's in
yeah,
Afghanistan, or
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
Aleppo. Yeah, no, then
Okay.
we're talking about
So
the same.
they have a special soap, and this soap is made of the olive oil, and it's yeah, actually
Interesting.
nourishing your skin. It's not drying out your skin when you use it.
And did you learn to do this ritual? So is there a name if you like a sauna master is a sauna master who's going into the sauna? Is there also a word like a hammam master, or is there some kind of
I would
description?
say you're a hammam therapist.
Hammam therapist, okay.
Yeah.
And you are also a hammam therapist? That's my question. Did you learn that? And are you treating this also in Belgium to customers? Or
I am officially a hammam therapist. Like I have my diploma of hammam therapist. At this point, I am not actively treating. I'm not actively doing the treatments anymore. I used to do it. I don't do it now anymore because I'm more focused into skincare now. But I still offer the trainings, like the trainings to translate your hammam ritual into a group session in Steam Room. And I'm also offering the trainings for the one-on-one treatments, like for the one hammam therapist offering it to one guest. And I actually just finished an online training, like making a video training of this treatment. Not sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but I have the videos and I have the textbook and it's all finished. So maybe that's a project for 2026 to see how I get it out into the world.
okay, but also for the people, because maybe some people are interesting to get some of these courses. Maybe you can send me something later, then I can put it in the show notes if you want. So that means you're a teacher in hammam rituals. So you're teaching people how to build up hammam rituals and also to translate the one-on-ones to a big steam room, as to make it a bit more for Europeans, let's say it like that,
Yes.
or to translate it to the European style, because I think not a lot of places have hammam baths, or as I think that's maybe hard to find, or I don't know, in some sauna.
In it depends on countries. Like here in the Netherlands, it's quite normal for them to have a hammam section. Like if you go to it's not into the sauna, but it's into the beauty section. So if you go for the massages in the Netherlands, you find in a lot of spas, you find a hammam where you can do the hammam massage. It's not the real hammam where you're in a hot room, but you will find like a table, marble table, which is hot, where they do the treatment on. So it's already a bit adapted. If you want to go and have a real hammam treatment, if you're like interested to have the real experience, I would highly recommend you to go to Istanbul. In Istanbul, you have this hammam, and it's called Hürrem Sultan. It's a hammam that has been built in 1556, if I'm correct. So a long time ago, and it's still active. Like for all of the centuries, they have been doing this treatment in this hammam, and today you can still go there and have this treatment. Of course, I went there and I had the treatments, and it's just mind-blowing that you're sitting there with your naked butt in the same place. People have been sitting from 1556, and all of these generations have been come there to have this treatment. It's, for me, I felt really special to be there. And it's an amazing treatment, and it's beautiful. It's really beautiful architecturally.
How long is such a treatment?
Half an hour, 45 minutes.
Okay, that's okay. I expect a bit more. Okay, nice. Yeah, send us or give me the link later, and I will all fit in the show notes, because I think it's a good start to go where the tradition comes from, as you said, in such a place where you have so many traditions, 500 years. That sounds cool. That sounds cool. Amazing. So, and then you said also you made some videos and notes about teaching. Is it possible to teach hammam courses online? That would I ask myself, because you're doing something with the body, and it's also, I think, I could imagine, because in my peer switcher, for example, what was really important was the presence of the peer's master in this case, and how he was guiding. And I was talking with him, and he said, as it was Chris Eimann, maybe you know him. I think a lot of people know him. He really also tried to understand me and read my bodies. He came to me later and said, hey, at one point I feel that it's getting a bit too hot for you because of my asthma, and the steam was a bit too much, so my brands get closed, and he could feel that. And that was really interesting, and showed me it's more than I'm giving you a massage or I'm washing you. So it's really, it felt a deep connection, because it's privately, it's a high intimacy that you're sharing, both of sides. And this was special. And I think you need a lot of also experience, confidence, and also I think the presence to understand your customer, or the opposite above you. It's really important. So how you can transfer this into an online course?
I completely agree with you. It's very complex to translate that into an online course. However, if you think about it in a practical way, if you look at the spa, there's a lot of changement in people who work in the spa. And if you have to, it's sometimes nice to have a resource where they can fall back to like do a first studying. Like you can read the textbook, you can watch the videos, and you can already have an understanding of what the ritual is and what the sequence is, how you should do it. And then, of course, it's very interesting to have a live training, but sometimes it's not so easy because of schedules, because of maybe it's far away. So to be able to manage this gap in between the possibility of being there physically and giving a physical training, I thought like online it would be a good way to give a first introduction, and to then see if they want to go deeper. There's the possibility to go deeper. Does that make sense?
No, absolutely. No, also showing the basics, I would say. As it's like if you're going to the sauna, maybe show basic techniques that you can do with a video, and then the rest you can also then doing with some courses. I understand the point. So, but it means you're doing this.
Sometimes it's also nice if you did the training. especially this is my experience. You go somewhere and you do a training, and then you come back home and you start doing the ritual, and maybe after 6 months, after a year, you put your own tweaks into it, and sometimes you want to go back, like what was it, how did they teach me? And then having a video is very easy, because you can just go back and see, okay, maybe I was forgetting this, or maybe I could perfection this. So it's also something nice to fall back on.
Absolutely. No, as I would really compare it a bit, and don't get me wrong, with waving videos, because that's similar, I would say, and the rest, the personal things you have then to develop and to experience in the practice. That's absolutely. But you can, I got your point, because you have a self-development of skills and techniques. I can also see that. That's true. And a lot of people come back to this. That's true. Stick to the basics. As always. No, but really cool. But that means your idea is maybe to do this in whole Europe, or how is your spectrum right now? So you're doing this now for customers in your own praxis, or are you working in a spa? Or
I actually have been offering this in different countries in Europe, and actually also one in America. So that's
nice.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing now. I think mostly the countries here near, like Germany, Belgium, the Netherlands, Poland, countries like that. So if I can develop that even more, I would be happy to spread the Hammam.
How is the market going on with that? Because it's not visible for me, because what I'm seeing in the Aufguss scene, it's developing a lot. A lot of new countries like America, you said. America is booming. Australia, they have sauna masters. Sweden, Finland. So you see it also at the VM. I don't know how is it. Maybe Herbal Cup is more the opposite. What is comparable maybe. But how is the development of this Hammam, of these rituals? Because I would say in Germany, I didn't see any development what is visible for me, that it's increasing, or that you see more and more of this. What I'm seeing is they're building bigger saunas and want to do show. So this development I could see, but maybe you can give us some insights from your perspective how this is developing, because maybe it's more going to the beauty and not only to the sauna world. So maybe it's a bit different, that it's more connected to massage and to beauty therapies than to like a spa day, like a classic spa day with sauna and swimming maybe, or something.
So what I think is interesting about Hammam is that it's a very authentic ritual, and it's a ritual that has been unchanged for centuries now. Like it has been, the ritual itself has not been changed. They're doing this in the same way for centuries. So it has proven its worth throughout all of this time. So I think it's something that stays. It's not a trend. It's not something that comes and goes. It's there. And I think people now are revisiting the more authentic, natural, maybe more origins of wellness, than looking for very surprising things. I don't know if I'm explaining myself well, but that's how you see, like, periods is coming. People are going back to sweat lodges. People are searching again, like the Temazcal rituals. I think people, especially the people visiting wellness, are searching again for more authentic, natural rituals that connect them back to themselves. And they also integrate a visit to the wellness, not as an escape of reality, but just like, how can I integrate this into my personal journey to take care of myself and make it not a day out, but like really part of my life. You see what I mean?
Absolutely, absolutely.
And I think maybe if there's already offering Hammam, they can put it again more into the picture, like reminding people, look, we have this very beautiful ritual. And I think offering this steam room rituals into the wellness can also make the bridge to the beauty sector. Like people can taste what it's like into the steam room and then maybe feel triggered to go experience this into a one-on-one treatment. So that's how I see the market moving.
It's interesting, and I would absolutely agree. I think the only thing, as you said, they have to put it maybe a bit more into the picture. And as I think, if you take the example, how many saunas, as I know, are giving treatments in a steam room? I don't. Nobody actively is doing something. Also, if you ask me, give me a sauna who's doing a steam room ritual, I don't know any sauna. The only thing what they're doing, they're providing salt. And like I had a friend, he's from Greece, and he was in Terme Sinsheim. It's one of the big one, like Terme Erding or something like that, or like in Bucharest, it's similar. So big place, a lot of saunas, a lot of people, and then they have like, I don't know, tons of salt in front of them. And then you can grab your own salt and can go in. And then he told me afterwards, he said, yeah, I grabbed the salt. Then before I went into the steam room, I put the salt on my body and then I went in and then nothing happened and I went out. And I said, what? What's going on? And then he said, yeah, was it wrong? I said, yeah, I explained it. And then he said, yeah, but nobody guided me. There was nothing who was saying, do this, and this. There was no person who's saying, hey, please don't use too much. As if I seeing in my sauna, we have also a steam bath and we are offering salt. The people are using so much salt. I asked them, are you want to bake a fish or what do you want to do with this much amount of salt? Because people think more is better. And especially you have some sensitive parts of the body. You don't have to touch like this area or this face, or you have to use different salt for the face, for example. And this is what, if I look for Germany, and this is why I'm asking how you see it, because I think it have a lot of potential. I'm seeing it in the good star hotels like Austria, Switzerland. They're offering something like that they're combining, I think, the one-on-one treatments with Hammam and with hot rooms. That's what I was experiencing. But I think it would be cool because, as you said, people coming back to their roots, Temazcal and everything what you're noticing, I think this is coming and coming more. But in Germany, for me, it's still a blind spot, the Hammam rituals. That's why it's so covered for me at the moment,
that's
honestly.
Actually that's very interesting. I think I have to go to Germany then. If there's such a blind spot.
The market is there. So you have so much potential, I think, with that what you want to play with. Absolutely. Also it looks like that it's the same. Maybe if you look back, sauna Aufguss 20 years ago, maybe this is the time for Hammam now.
Yeah.
No, also for Germany, because and when you look at that, you have only this rituals also with the peeling. If we come then later for Herbal Cup, you never had this only in Herbal Cup. It's the only way people are doing it. Also, I don't know anyone who's doing that in a day-to-day business to doing rituals in a steam room. I know nobody. Honestly, and nobody is talking about it because it's not in focus, and that's the feeling. Don't get me wrong, you know. As I don't want to make it small or something.
No. It's interesting because especially here in Belgium and Netherlands, you already see. Of course, they also started the way you say. Yeah, they started with a pot of salt in the entrance, and nobody was explaining you, and it was perfumed salt, and people were using it like it was everywhere. Then little by little, people started offering sessions into the steam room. Like somebody would come into the steam room with you and would explain you how to do it. But it was always free. And also customers expected it to be free. And we're actually evolving to a situation where the wellness centers are starting to understand that if they give more beautiful experiences, people are willing to pay for these experiences, and it's also a really people are really enjoying these rituals. So where before wellness is, for example, one client of mine in Luxembourg, they said, no, we cannot ask money for a steam room ritual. And now they're offering steam room rituals and they're asking money for it. And it's one of the biggest incomes they have had since they started offering this, because basically everybody says, oh, I want to go to the ritual. Not everybody, but a big group of customers, they are prepared to pay for these rituals. So they're very happy that they made this change. So it's funny to see that in Germany, they're not yet in this state of mind. And I think it's the same with Aufguss. You know, when Aufguss started, you would just go in, swing a towel, and go out again. And now it has evolved into an art.
But not in the day-to-day business. And I think this is the difference. Because also if you look to Germany, if of course, how many places are using synthetics, for example, it's a classic one. Don't know what to do. So if I talk to Robert, for example, Afkus Roots, how many he was teaching, but how many didn't teach. And if you look then to other organizations that are treating the same techniques since 50, 60 years, that means not that it's wrong, but the market has developed, you know what I mean? It's not maybe state to the art anymore. And as I said, or for example, in my studio, we changed now to aroma, to essential oils, but it was also for them a hard fight because they have a lot of fitness centers. They have to find out how to teach the people. As you said, they have in our station, we have 26 people, mini job sauna masters, and you have 10 different locations. And to teach the people, because you can do a lot of things wrong. And I think with the Hammam the same. If you don't know what to do, then you have a bad experience. Then before you make a bad experience, don't make an experience maybe, you know, and because it's not only that you can say, yeah, let's do it. No, as that's my feeling, because then people get also a wrong perspective on that, what you want to do. And I think then you make more, you destroy more than you give something to the people, because it's you need so many deep knowledge. And if I've listened to you and it's like quite an hour, but it was so many new informations for me still. And this is only the cover you are sharing, you know, because you have all the basic and really knowledge in you. And I think it took you years to come to that. And I think a lot of people forget that as well. You have to invest, as you said, and the price shield to put on it. I think that's an important way for the future, in my point of view. Also that the people get paid better, because if you go to a sauna, make art, like as you said, like in show, or give these rituals, why people should not pay, because this is something you develop maybe for 5 to 10 years, your experience, to provide this. And it's not only I teach you tomorrow and then you can do it afterwards.
Yeah, I agree.
But it's only my opinion, you know, please correct me because you're the expert, but I like the idea you have and the intention, and I would say I think you're on a great way to do so. So all the effort on Germany, we have a lot to change here. Yeah, cool. So, but then finally, what's the plan? Then you're thinking how you can roll out to give this knowledge into the world, or to make something out of it, or what is the final idea, or is it not made yet?
It's not made yet. For the moment, I have some what I already have is I have a training in Hammam in steam room, which is the translation on how you do a Hammam treatment, but translated into a steam room in a group session. And I have a training where I teach you one-on-one how to do the Hammam training. For the future, I don't know what I want to continue. I'm playing with the idea of trading for skin knowledge for sauna masters, because I do think it's interesting if they have more knowledge about the skin, and if they have more, they will get more inspiration to make more meaningful sessions, even more than they're doing now. So yeah, I'm playing around with a lot of ideas. It's just thinking how I put it out into the market.
Really interesting, and it's a really smart and nice idea. Also to increase the knowledge also with the skin for, I mean, how many sauna masters nowadays know how to build up a nice steam ritual? Honestly, I think not everyone. Also, because why? Where should they know that? You know, you have a lot of courses, I would say, also from Aroman, but I never saw something touching that part. And as I said, if you don't use it in the day-to-day business, also, for me, a good example is Great from Boston. The ritual I was into this year at the Herbal Cup was amazing, but I think she's doing it for so many years, and that was really interesting. And I think this, what you're teaching, is a good starting point to make an icebreaker for the people. Don't be scared about it. Maybe do it with this knowledge, because then you have, I think, a good basic to start rituals in the steam room as well, because I would not be ready right now without any trainings, because if you're treating something to the skin, would be too scared to do something wrong, honestly.
Yeah, it's an organ, so you do have to have a bit of knowledge what you're doing.
Yeah. Should be, yeah.
It might be interesting.
But maybe it's now a good, I'm not sure if you were done with this topic. If you want to add something, feel free, please.
No, I'm done.
Because, because I think it's maybe a nice turnaround to come back to, because you are also a jury member at the Herbal Cup, or at the Herbal VM Herbal Cup. And you're a jury member for the peeling rituals. So for the people maybe outside, we have 3 different categories or parts as the Herbal Cup. At the Herbal VM, we have the Herbal Aufguss. That means it's like a ritual, not like a show Aufguss, but you're using herbs, you're smoking, you're using infusions or something, and you have a team. And then you have the other part, this is 50% of the points. And then you have a second part, and this is the peeling procedure in the steam room, plus the peeling presentation. Peeling presentation, you correct me please, means you're presenting what team you have. Maybe one guy had, for example, Morocco. So I think the smells of Morocco or Marrakesh was the name. He was presenting all the ingredients, what he was using. He was describing what peelings, what did he do, what is the effect on the body or on the part of the skin, what you want to reach, and also the story like a bit behind. As it was really a guidance to the story from the people. This is part, and then they're transferring this presentation into the steam room. And you are the person who are judging, first of all, the presentation, correct? And then you're going into the steam room, and then you are judging the peeling ritual. So first of all, I would know, how did you come to this profession? How did you start? And
I think it's a bit having the background as a beautician, so having the knowledge about skin, having the knowledge about ingredients, being an ex-sauna master myself, I think it's also being in the environment and knowing people, and you just get invited. Would you like to do this? And of course, for me, I really enjoy being there, and I really enjoy living all these rituals and seeing all the passion that people have to create these rituals. So I feel very blessed and very privileged that I can be there as a judge. But I think it's just like that. You have some background and you have some knowledge, and then people think of you and they ask, "Do you want to be a judge?" Yeah.
When did you start? So for how many years you're doing it right now?
I started off, if I'm correct, I started off in the Netherlands, and then I went to Belgium, and then Germany came, and now for the first time, like the VM also.
The VM? Okay.
Yeah. So I think I've been doing it now, like the judging, for 3 years. 3 years, I think. Yeah.
Nice. So how does it work? Because I know for the show, judges get some training. How is it working for you? As did you get the training, or how does it start? Because if people can look at the catalog, and for sure everything is written down, what you have to judge, what is important, and so on. But I think it's a really complex topic. I know you have the basic and the knowledge and everything, but how did you get started, prepared for a jury member?
So you basically get a training, like you walk through the catalog, and they explain you what they mean with the catalog. And then the first time I just sat next to somebody who had experience, which was Ivan, and I watched him how he does the evaluation and how he gives points and what is important and what's not important. And then you just kind of learn how to do it. So by sitting next to people who have experience, and by them teaching you, and you have some standards that you have to follow, and then you learn how to do it just by doing it.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay. And maybe you can explain us a bit more about the job. So maybe starting from the presentations, because what I can share, as everyone can look on the Herbal Cup Facebook or Instagram site, there are a lot of videos about it, because I was flashed from these masterpieces of art and perfection, what the people were creating. Also really every table was special and was so made with a lot of love. And I don't know how many hours they spent on it, but how important is, or what is important at a presentation for you as a judge? So maybe you can give us your insights. What are you looking on? Because you have only 5 minutes to look at it. Is it correct? And then you have like a 5 minutes discussion or can ask questions to the sauna master. And then you go to the next. And what are you doing? What are you looking for? What are maybe some maybe highlights you made in the last 3 years? So maybe you have something that was special and you will never forgot this or something, if you can talk about for sure, without dropping names or something. Absolute up to you to be professional as well. But that would be really nice if you can share maybe something.
Yeah. So if you look at the, I'm trying to go back to your question. So if you look at the presentation, for me, the presentation, it's like a visit card from the Afgusmaster for the customers, like the people visiting the wellness. It's like showing off what they have prepared for them. So customers can come and look and make a choice depending on the tables. Which session would I be interested to go to? For which session do I want to buy a ticket to go to? So it's like a show off, like this is what I have prepared for you. And at least this is how I see it. And if I can give them a tip, it's just to read the catalog really good, because what is important and what we judge on is exactly in the catalog. So if you just read the catalog really good and you do what's in the catalog, then you have good points. So and I try to, for me, when I'm judging, I have a schedule for everybody the same, like having all the points that are in the catalog, and I just tick boxes like, yes, they did this, no, they did not that. So afterwards I can very objectively go back and see why did I give my points, and how it works. And then it's also a bit depending on this day, what have we already seen, with what you have to like compare on, okay, is this better or worse than what I have already seen? So it's more or less like that you do your judging. But we try to be very objective and just to see, this is what you have to do. Was this better or worse than the rest? And then you get points. So I think Herbal Cup is one of the most difficult competitions there are, and you have to be very skilled as a sauna master to be good at all three of them, because you have to be charismatic and a good storyteller and creative for the presentations. Then you have to have a lot of knowledge to make the steam room sessions. And you also have to have a lot of knowledge and be a very good sauna master to do the sauna session. So it's a competition that asks you to be all round good if you want to win it. So yeah, it's a tough competition. And in general, the people who compete in Herbal Cup are very passionate and are very, they have their heart really with nature and herbs and rituals. I think you don't compete if you don't have this passion for it.
I would agree. And I think it shows, or what I was seeing, I met a lot of new people compared to the show VM, for example. So it's a bit a different kind of sauna masters, and not in a bad way, but as you said, you have to have this connection maybe to the nature or to this part, because I'm not sure if it would be something for me in this big picture. Also in small pictures, yes, but I'm not sure if I would have the passion to do something big like that, because the effort the people are spending is amazing. And as you said, the knowledge, and that's what also the entrance barrier for a herbal competition, I would say it's not as easy as, for example, Modern Classic Cup or also the show maybe, because it needs it's so different. Many different areas, also from the knowledge wise, because a steam room is so different to a normal sauna. It's so different. And that's what I'm saying. A lot of people are not experienced in that. And yeah, but with the presentation, maybe come back. What was the highlight you saw in the years? Do you have something that came in your mind? You say, "Well, that was amazing! Wow." Or is it hard to share now because then everybody knows?
No. I think, yeah, I don't know. I think you also see an evolution in how it has been throughout the years. But you have they put so much. Some people put so much detail in everything they're talking about. And for example, to talk about this year, I judged in Belgium. I judged in Germany. And then in the WM. So from Belgium, I also had Greet, who was there, and I really enjoyed how she had her story, and every detail in the story was just connected and linked and correct, and it was really, really, really nice how she thought about every detail. Then you had Florian from Belgium, who also was competing, and he had a completely different approach. So you could not compare it to each other, but his session was then very interesting for me because it was really skincare. I was using products in the steam room for the first time. Like I was seeing products like it would fit in a shop. It was like really cosmetic products. So and also his passion that he has for what he's doing was really nice to see. And in Germany, if you look at what the ritual,
Sasha?
Sasha, he the pine, the black forest, how he makes the link to how nature is evolving, and then also his presentation, how beautiful it was, how you could see just this tree standing there and every element. It was also a very nice session. And Mira with her statual, you would actually look at the table and you would see it's Mira. So yeah, every session I saw was beautiful, and of course these are the ones that for me highlighted.
I think Sasha won this year. Sasha had the best table. Could it be that I think Sasha won the peeling presentation this year?
Not sure anymore.
I think so, honestly.
Yeah.
I think he won because I can remember when you said the forest, the tree, also Miras.
Yeah.
Also the Marrakesh market was amazing. But
Marrakesh market was also nice. From the presentations in the WM, I was also very impressed about Italy. The Philosopher's Stone. Yeah.
Claudio.
The Philosopher's Stone was also very nice. Very nice presentation, but also Poland with his walk through. With his walk through the dreams, and he actually made a scrub that changed colors. At the moment he was preparing it for us, he would add 2 products and it would change color, and would link this to how when you're in a dream, sometimes images just shift and just scenes just shift in your dream. And that's what he was trying to translate with his scrub, that when he added a product to it, it would just change color. So people are so creative in Herbal Cup and are so...
I didn't saw that. Interesting. I didn't get that. Okay. Nice.
Yeah. But a lot of people did a lot of beautiful things. So it's just when it's now top of mind.
It's not judging for the others, so please don't get us wrong. It was for everyone great. I mean, you were at the World Championship, so that says a lot. But yeah, cool. That's nice. So and then after the peeling presentation, you go into the steam room, and then you have the peeling there. And then the people also presenting like a small presentation. What is the idea maybe behind? Is it more for the customers then, or what is the idea?
Yeah, it's more for the customers. So if you have the presentation, the big presentation is like they're pitching their session. But if you go to the peeling presentation, if you go to the session, it's important for you to know what ingredients will be used. When imagine you have an allergy, you have to know what is inside the products. So
Good point.
it's more like what the sauna master does when he goes into the sauna. He says you have to put your body onto the towel, and if you feel too hot, you can come down, and if you can always walk out. Please don't forget to take a shower. Blah blah blah. This is a bit what we do also in the steam room, just before the steam room, saying this is my team, this is what I will do. We will start this product and then we'll use this product. Please sit on the right side of your products or on the left side of your products. So it's more practical what they need to do and what the customer need to know.
And then you go into the steam room, and then as like the introduction, and the people are guiding you, as you said, where you're sitting, how did you start, what is the idea behind, and then what you're looking for. So can you really relax or enjoy the steam bath ritual, or are you so focused that you have to look at this? Also how is it for a jury member? Maybe you can share this. How does it feel? Because for me as a customer, I can fall down completely and I don't have to sing anything, but you have to judge afterwards.
Of course. In the back of your head, it's a lot of mental. Bless you. It's a lot of mental work. So you're constantly thinking and making mental notes, because this catalog, you have it like memorized inside your head, and you're constantly thinking. But for me, it's something that is it's something that's in the back of my mind. But at the same time, I'm totally enjoying all of the sessions. So I really, really enjoy the sessions, and I try to also surrender. And if they give a meditation, I do the meditation with them. Every year I think, okay, this year I will not do the same mistake and use the scrub all over my body all the time. I will just like do one arm or do the other arm, which would be much more interesting to do, because we do 8 sessions maybe in 2 days or in 1 day, and it's not so healthy to scrub all of your body so many times. So every year I say to myself, now this year I will only do a little part just to get the texture. But then I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my God, this is so nice. I just do all of it all the time.
But this is maybe a good point for a question, because as you said, if you're maybe in the 8th ritual at a day and you're scrubbing the same position, can then really judge the product, or is it getting a bit harder because maybe your skin is a bit irritated from the scrubs before? I don't know. Or how, I don't know. I have no experience because I never did so many, but I can imagine that the skin get used.
Yes. So it's something you have to take into account when you're judging, that if you have done 14 sessions, you will not have the effect that you had the first time. Like, it's normal. You don't have any dead skin cell anymore. You'll be lucky if you still have skin. But so also if some irritation occurs at the 8th session, maybe you use your brains and you look, okay, there's nothing irritating in the ingredients, so the irritation I am experiencing is probably because I already had 8 scrubs. So of course you take this into consideration, and you're not judging a peeling like, oh no, it was irritating because I got red. No, it's normal you get red. You did already 8 peelings. So you take it into consideration, and you try to be as objective and as correct as possible. I think that's for me as a judge, it's very important to be objective and correct for everybody, because it's respecting how much work they put into it, and respecting how much passion they put into it. And I think it's very important that you stay with the same focus and the same respect for everybody.
Absolutely, but also, and that's why also when I talk with Ivan or with Kim, like from the jury for VM, to show also your perspective, because it's also tough to do this after 3 or 4 days. And also what you as a jury is doing is to be honored and to be valued, because I know at every competition there are discussions and people are saying, oh, why this guy was better and something. And I think that's also important, that also the people and members are trusting the jury and also appreciating their work, because it's not easy to sit in their seats and the other ways around. And I think this is also important to show, and that people are knowing that you are doing this, because Otherwise, it would be not cool. But I hear a lot of discussions. That's why I really appreciate that what you were saying, because a lot of people are thinking that this is not normal. But if you don't think that, then don't compete, because this is part also of a competition. Also to lose sometimes.
It is part of a competition. You know, in a competition, you always have people who will win and you have people who will lose. And sometimes it's also a moment. Like you can be very talented and you can be very have very good sessions, but just have an off day. It doesn't take away your value. It's just at that moment, compared to what we saw, this was better or worse than the other one. So it's nothing personal. We love all the competitors, because without competitors, we don't have a competition. So, and we're not there, as if I'm talking for myself, we're not there to put you in the ground. We love what you're doing, and we love to experience the sessions.
Absolutely agree. So maybe also some highlights for peelings. Do you have a highlights for the last years, or maybe this year, where you said, well, I get surprised with that?
Yeah, I actually got surprised. For example, Peter with the scrub that was changing color.
Yeah.
Claudio with this bonbon who was opening, and then it had gold inside. It was a bit of pity you could not see this into the steam room, but the idea was really nice. So that's I also really enjoyed the actually there was somebody using the foam, but then in another way. And Erwin also had a very nice session, the Netherlands. It was based on Souk of Marrakesh. And I actually, last year I said, why is nobody in Herbal Cup taking Morocco or Hammam as a team? Like, it's so easy to translate it into a steam room's ritual. And until last year, I have never seen it. And this year we saw it a couple of times. But also to see how pure his ingredients were and how pure the smells were and how easy the ritual was, but the effect it had on the skin, it was such a clever ritual.
Cool. Was there also something that you get big irritations, or when maybe a competitor or a participant make a big mistake, maybe? I'm asking for a friend.
There were some questionable choices.
Like starting with the feet and then going to the lips.
This was not this year, but there were some questionable choices. But then again, even if there are questionable choices, they also make us laugh. So it also gives a bit of light to the day. Like it's sometimes it's just funny. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Really cool.
Yeah, we had one participant, and he came into the steam room, and he did not give a lot of information during the introduction. He basically just said, "I will have fun and I will dance," and that was exactly what he did. He had fun and he danced. And was his session technically correct? Not really. But did we have fun? Yeah, we did have fun.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Cool. Nice. I think that was all the questions for me for the herbal. Is there anything you would like to talk about, or that I forgot maybe about this?
No,
part?
I think we had a good conversation.
Absolutely, but we can still continue. That's why I don't want to cut it off here. But I only was thinking about if there is something in my mind about herbal, because I think all questions so far I ask you. So thanks so much for that so far. Is there anything you would like to talk about, or that you would say to the community, or you can also use the chance if you want, if there's anything left on you?
No, I'm quite happy with the conversation. I'm happy to have the opportunity to talk to you and to share what's on my mind and how I see things, and maybe inspire people to participate in Herbal Cup, and maybe inspire people to go further into their knowledge about skincare and skin in general, or Hammam rituals. So yeah, I'm very
Cool.
as I said, when I met you, I thought you're a really interesting guy. So I'm happy that we have this chat. And
Yeah.
I also think it's very honorable what you're doing with your podcasts, because you're making it accessible and you're putting it into a public that does not know it yet or has questions about it, and you're making it so easy for them to get in touch with the subject. So I'm really honors and props to you for what you're doing.
Thanks so much. I hope you're right. If you said it, I trust you 100%. But at the end, you and the guests make it so special. But I appreciate it for sure, and I really like it because I'm learning so much. So thanks for that. Maybe one last, or not the last question, but what are you judging this year? Do you know that still? What and which competitions on Herbal you are wearing this year?
So I already confirmed the Netherlands again. So this is already confirmed. I was asked to go to Poland, and unfortunately, I cannot go to Poland because it's not compatible with my work. I feel very sorry about that. But for now, that's the Netherlands is the only one confirmed for now. But we're 1 year ahead, so
yeah, absolutely.
I think it will come out
cool
in the future.
For sure. So then I have, maybe if you listen to some of my episodes, I have always a last question for the people. So in this time, we're not going into a sauna to think about, you have a big hammam. And in this big hammam, I know it's not very general, but there is a big screen or a big wall. And you could put on a message on this wall that every hammam master, every guest can read. And I would ask you which message you would like to spread out to the world on this wall.
Cool. I think I would say maybe it's also a bit personal in my life at this moment, but I would say slow down and be intentional with every step you do.
Cool. That's a nice one. Nice. So, Hélène, thanks so much for your time and also for your flexibility, because it was not so easy because I was not available the last day so much. But thanks so much to have this on the last day of 2025. I wish you a good start in 2026.
Likewise, it was a pleasure. You too. Lots of sauna.
I hope to see you soon somewhere.
That would be great.
Would be cool. And maybe, I have the honor sometimes to get a session from you. And then you can show also the practice, because I really have no feeling how does it feel with the foam. So I'm really curious now, much more than before still. But okay, we will find a way to do so.
Yes. Where there's a will, there's a way.
That's a good start sentence also for 2026. Where's the will, there's a start. I take this. Okay. I take it. Thanks so much, Hélène. I wish you a wonderful day.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
So, but don't leave. You've been listening to Steam and Soul, where the heat lingers and the stories stay with you. Until next time, stay steamy, stay soulful.